Okay, so if we're talking about index notation, what we're talking about up here is this little tiny number. Now you've seen something like this before when we were looking at squared numbers and also when we were doing meters squared for measurement. I explained to you that when we did meters squared, it means meters times meters. And you also know in a square number, if I write a 4 with a little square, it means 4 times 4, which is actually 16. So if I had 4 meters squared, I'd have 4 meters by 4 meters, which is 16 meters squared. So that's where that little digit comes into, that little index. So we've also had a look at volume and capacity and volume. And we've had a look at, say, 3 to the power of 3. Well, we know when we're talking about volume, we've got length, width, and height. So if that was 3, that was 3, and that's a really bad perspective. Let me try that again, guys. You know what I'm like. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so the length, the width, and the height, and say they're all 3. Oh, that's a funny H. There we go. Okay, so we've got 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. That is 3 cubed. That's that little 3 at the top there. That means times 3, 3 times. Well, times 3, 2 times, but 3 threes. Now, if I did 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. What about if I gave you this one here? I'm not going to make it times 5. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to make it 5 to the power of 4. So that means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 4 times. I'm not actually going to do that, but you can put that in your calculator because it's 5 times 5, and then times that by 5, and then times that by 5. And that's how you get your answer for that one. All right, what about this? What if I had for you, I'd already split it up. I wonder if you can work out how exactly you're going to be able to write that. So if I gave you a problem that was 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 by 5, how would you write that? I'm going to give you a moment to have a think before I do the answer. Or you can pause it if you want. How many 5s have I got? 1. Oh, hang on, that's probably not the best idea. Let's try this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 5s. So that's 5 to the power of 6. All right, let me give you a different one. If I've got this, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 7 times 7. There has to be an easier way of writing that, right? There is, because I group these 3's together. I go, well, that's 3, and there's 4 lots of them. And I'm going to multiply that by the 7's, and there's 2 lots of those, so it's 7 squared. So 3 to the power of 4 multiplied by 7 to the power of 2. That's index notation.